Would you drive a truck full of nitroglycerin for 300 miles? I wouldn't, even for 2,000 bucks. The Wages of Fear and Sorcerer. These two films were separate requests, but one is a remake of the other, so I figured why not just save time and make one video. We will start with The Wages of Fear, a 1953 black and white French film. It's a great movie. The beginning is sort of like Casablanca. It focuses on this bar and its patrons. But then it becomes this gripping road trip movie, and the tension is sky high. We spend most of our time watching four men drive two trucks, and while none of them are given much of a story themselves, they are easy to latch onto, given their circumstances. The antagonist, I would say, is the road ahead. As for the hero, I don't think there is one. It's a journey into hell and back, and no man truly survives. You're dead whether you reach the end or not. What works here is the acting, the screenplay, and the direction. They sync up perfectly. What doesn't work so much is the setup. The journey takes too long to begin. I think it could have been quicker. And then there's the ending, which in my humble opinion is BS. Everything was fine, and then the last minute happened, and that to me didn't feel like an organic decision. But I would still recommend it because it is a true edge-of-your-seat thriller, and for a 2.5-hour black and white film, I was never bored. That is saying something. I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 stars. Now fast forward 24 years later and we get an American remake, Sorcerer, directed by William Friedkin. This version, didn't care for it. I watched both back to back, and comparatively, in my opinion, this is a pretty bad film. All the basic beats are there, but the execution is so disjointed it's not even funny. Any and all tension, minus one scene, is stripped from this version. We get a montage somewhere in the middle that summarizes about 90% of this perilous journey, and it not only takes the fun away, but it leaves us with hollow characters who have no backstory. Why bother? The thing that probably got me the most though was this massive setup in the beginning concerning Roy Scheider and this other gentleman. Different storylines. It took up so much time and I didn't find any of it interesting. I didn't find myself invested in the characters, and I thought that I was actually watching a different movie for a long time. Looking at his filmography, I'd say this is one of his weaker pieces. Friedkin knows how to build tension, but for me, that element was lacking here. So, sadly, I'm gonna go 1.5 out of 5 stars. The funny thing is that it seems like with the original, more emphasis was put on the actual transporting of the nitroglycerin, whereas with the remake, it tends to focus more on why the characters are where they are that puts them in the position for the job. Personally, I think the original told the story better, and that's actually usually the case with any film that's remade. So, just to recap, Wages of Fear, 4 out of 5 stars. Sorcerer, 1.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you very much for your time. Have an awesome day.